Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable, second pop-up event here at the Niello Company in Sacramento, California. Now we are going to learn all about the ladies of Niello. So I'm super excited about this panel, obviously, because we got all women here, and they're all powerhouse women. And we're going to get to hear a little bit about their stories individually and what makes Niello so successful. So I'm going to start out with you, Chris. What kind of opportunities do women like yourself and these ladies sitting next to you have within this wonderful company?
Well, I don't think very many people in general know how many job opportunities are available in the automotive industry, and particularly women. Here at the Niello Company, there are over 60 positions in our group, and that spans over all of our departments, which, of course, is service and sales and parts, but unrelated to the sale of a vehicle or servicing of a vehicle, we have accounting, IT, marketing, human resources, payroll, and our leadership team. So there are a ton of opportunities available.
You're exactly right. So many women that walk in this industry think they can only work on a vehicle or sell one, and that's so not the case. So Chandra, maybe you can touch on a little bit about what your career path looked like here at Niello and maybe some more opportunities for women out there.
I started as a receptionist out of high school when I was going to college, and I just kind of grew within the industry, just moving up a different path to now being assistant service manager.
Wow.
So it's quite lovely. It's a good industry. There's not barriers unless you set them for yourself.
Absolutely.
Any job you can do and any job you can take.
That's right. And Dana, what about you? I hear some great things about you and your work here in Niello. So tell everybody what success you've had here.
I started as a receptionist as well, worked my way around the dealership, different positions, and just over the years, I always told myself I can do whatever I want to do. And seeing a female service advisor at a young age, one of my friends, it just gave me I just knew that I could go in and I could do it. And then now I see tons of women in our department in these roles that I never thought I would see. And I felt like just if you put your mind to it, you can do it. And we have a ton of encouragement at the Niello Company. So it's amazing because I never feel like I'm going to fail.
Wow. That's impressive because you don't see that in every dealership. And both of you started as receptionists in these stores. And when you were sitting there answering the phone at the receptionist desk, did you ever dream that you would be in the position that you are today?
I don't think so at the beginning. I think at some point you see what other people are doing and you're like, well, if they can do that, I can do that. You know, they're not a technician and I'm not a technician, but it's just learning and knowing the process and the products and paying attention.
Yeah. And Stephanie, now you're in parts.
Yeah.
And tell us about your story and how you ended up there. Was it something that you always wanted to do? How did you land in parts?
It definitely wasn't planned. I was a competitive athlete. My brother was a mechanic. I got injured, ended up wanting to get a full-time job, so I went into automotive. I've been working in automotive for about 12 years, 6.5 of that being at Niello for the Niello Company. Started off in the parts department, kind of just helping out in the back, kind of plugging and playing. Few years ago by and sat down, had a few conversations, kind of just asked them to just have faith in me and be able to show what I could do. You know, working in inventory for about 10 years, that was definitely a goal of mine and a passion of mine. So to be able to do that and moving up to parts counter and helping out our parts manager with back processes and just learning the number side of the game is very fun.
That's so impressive. And do you think the culture in these stores has anything to do with all of your success here and the opportunities that have arose since you've been at the Niello Company?
Most definitely.
Yeah, I feel like one of our core values is we are a team, but I feel like at my store especially, but throughout the whole company, I feel like we're a family. I mean, I'm best friends and I feel like everyone is family at my work. So it really encourages whatever you want to do and feel backed.
Y'all have quite a bit of women here. I think, Chris, you know some stats about how many women are here, and that number seems to be growing. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, so all of those departments that I talked about, we have 20% of our workforce are women, and those women are contributing to the success of all of those departments with the exception of our IT department, but they are in every single department and helping us to be successful.
So if you're in IT, we're looking Hey, I guarantee you there will be a woman in that IT department before long. Yeah. And what do you think the future looks like in the Niello company, maybe in the next 5 years? How much do you think that number will increase over the next 5 years?
That's a good question. I'm not sure how that will look, but I think that they talked about being a team, and our third core value is we encourage self-improvement. And I think that was one of the things that from early on in my career, I just kind of wrapped my arms around that core value and knew that I could try any position that was available in the Niello company. And if I didn't do so great at it, I could have a soft landing and try something else. And I think we need sharing these stories about that will encourage other people to try other things. So.
And we talked about the career path, and it seems to be kind of twists and turns for each and every one of you. Do you have any advice for any woman out there that maybe would consider a career in automotive and specifically at the Niello company? What would you tell that woman?
I'll start. So I would tell that woman that there was never a time in my career from the start where I was not able to have balance in my life. So it was super important to me early on in my career that I graduated college with a degree, and the company was super supportive. They were flexible with my schedule. And then most importantly, when I became a mom, I didn't miss a single thing. And I think that the balance, the work-life balance that the Niello company offers is part of my success.
Chandra?
Well, yeah, I think that is, and you can always go. It's open door to any of the upper management to go in. Like when I was looking at being a service manager, I could go talk to Tully and say, "This is what I want to do. Is there a path for me to do that? How can I make this happen?" And it's open, and then they make accommodations, and they know you're interested, and they look at it, and they help you for the self-improvement to move forward.
They shape that path.
Yes.
Wow. And Dana?
Yeah.
I feel the same. I feel like I'm going on a path toward one day being a service manager, and I never really thought that I would want to go down that path completely. But like over the last year, working under my service manager, I've really felt like I have the confidence now to do it. And it's, I think, a lot in part to the encouragement that the Niello company gives you, and it's very, they have your back, and you feel like you can actually do it. And change is super hard, but I feel like it won't be because they believe in me, and then I'll be successful.
Wow.
So it really gives you that.
They're empowering from within.
Yes.
And Stephanie, what about you?
I would have to say that this company honestly gives you a lot of room to grow and learn as an individual as well as an employee. A lot of the stuff comes down to what you're looking for in your future and having that tough conversation and making it happen. A lot of it on the women's side comes down to intimidation, in my own opinion. There's nobody getting in your way saying you can't do anything. You just have to be able to work hard for it and want it enough.
So it seems like the leadership here is the core of what this company is, because every single thing that you guys have said today ties back into the leadership. How important is that in any job out there, but especially being a woman in this industry, to have great leaders leading you along the way?
Well, great leadership's always going to be really important, because if you don't have it, you have nowhere to go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been amazing hearing each and every one of your stories. And my last question to wrap up here, any aspirations that you have for yourself and your teammates around you in the coming months here at the Niello company? Any goals in mind?
Well, we just hit 4,000 hours at our shop.
Wow.
We want to do it. We want to do it again. We want to make it not a one-time thing.
That's amazing.
Let's do it again. Well, with our shop. So that's, for us, that's my goal, to get us there again. And maybe again, and then maybe move the number up. But let's start with twice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think for us is keeping our customer service surveys up, and really because that goes back to how we're taking care of the customers. And so it's a reflection on the whole store of how we are. And so we do a pretty good job every month of keeping that up, but it's just always something to think about when you're taking care of people, because you want to treat them like family and want them to feel like you're
taking care of them like you would your mom or your
Absolutely.
grandma.
And
Yeah.
women are perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Chris, any aspirations?
My goal each and every day is to help the people that I work with become better at what they're doing. I had a ton of opportunities, and I want to be able to make sure that others have that as well.
Stepping.
I want to learn as much as I can from the people that I work with. I think teamwork is really important to our dealership as a whole and supporting the service department. And every month you kind of see that advance. Honestly, I think one of our biggest goals would be moving forward with X time and continuing that process and making things more efficient and easier for employees and investors.
Very good.
Well, thank you, ladies, so much for taking time out of your day today and telling your story at the Niello company. And I know I was inspired. Hopefully you leave here today more inspired from hearing from your peers. And I know that the Fixed Ops Roundtable and everybody watching here today is going to be cheering each and every one of you on in all your endeavors in the near future. So thank you, guys. Stay tuned for more at the second Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event at the Niello company.